We're at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center at 708 South 1st Street here in Muleshoe, and we want to introduce you to the administrator at the hospital, and he is Dennis Fleenor. Dennis, how long have you been in Muleshoe?
I have been here about 7 months now.
Wonderful. And you came from where?
I came from Lubbock.
And so that wasn't a long trip, but where are you living?
We've just bought a house here in Muleshoe. We just got things moved over, and it's been quite an experience for us.
You've had some problems.
We have. It's all been good. It's been very doable. So,
well, that's good. Now, are you married?
I am married. Been married to my lovely bride for 28 years. Ironically, or not really ironically, but surprisingly, we have lived in the same house in Lubbock for our entire marriage. I actually had the house. That's where we met, was in our house. I had the house while I was going to tech, and she and I actually met there. She had came over to the house with a friend of hers, and we went out and had some dinner, and just talked for hours, and started dated for a while, and for nearly 3 years, and then been married for the last 28.
Wonderful. Do you have children?
We do. We have 3 children. Our oldest daughter is 27. She's currently residing in Dallas.
And what's her name?
Her name is Logan. Actually, it's Heather Logan, but she's always gone by Logan. She's married. She's been married for about 3 years and moved to Dallas with her husband.
And do you have any grandchildren?
We do not have any grandchildren yet. Yeah, so I think sometimes we're ready, sometimes we're not. So.
And now tell me about your other children.
So our next oldest is Ashley. She is 25. She is a cosmetologist there in Lubbock. She has a hair salon there, and then we have a 21-year-old son. And he works for a fencing company there in Lubbock.
And what's his name?
Nicholas.
Well, tell me, how do you like Muleshoe?
Muleshoe has been very refreshing for us. Historically, I was overseeing 15 hospitals all across the country, and we really enjoyed that. But it was time for me to come back home, and instead of spending the nights at hotels and on airplanes, and so it was a very good move for us to be able to come out here. It was great to get away from the hustle and bustle of Lubbock, and to kind of come back into something that's a little less chaotic. I've had people ask me, well, you've experienced a lot of things since you've been here. And they're correct. We have faced some definite challenges here at the hospital. However, with challenges comes great opportunity, and so we're very excited about the opportunities that we have here.
That's great, and that's a wonderful way to look at it. Now, what is your wife's name?
My wife's name is Chandra. And
so welcome to Chandra, and you too, Dennis. And the Mule Memorial City will be good to you, because I know you will be good for them.
Yeah, like I said, it's been very refreshing for us since we've been here. Like we were talking before the interview started, we've had several issues with the move, but it's good, and we're ready to get settled down. We for the first 6 months with me coming over here, I actually lived in an apartment here, and so I was living here in Muleshoe, and she was in Lubbock, and
it's not good.
Yeah, it kind of reminded us back of the old days with me doing all the traveling. But it's great to be back and be together. So we a very quick, interesting story. It was. She and I went over and had, I guess it was last Wednesday. She had been over in Lubbock getting her hair done. Of course, our daughter does. Yeah, she does my wife's hair and cuts my hair. But she was on her way back over, and I told her, I said, Well, when you get over here, I said, just go ahead and meet me at the house, because she was actually staying in the apartment and I was staying at the house trying to get stuff done. And I said, just meet me over at the house. And she's like, what now? And I'm like, nothing, is just where I'm going to be. We'll just meet at the house and then we'll go get something to eat. And, when she, so she went ahead and came over, we met at the house, went and got something to eat. And after dinner, we were standing in the parking lot, and she was about to go back over to the apartment. And I was like, baby, I need to talk to you about something. And she was like, I knew it. What's up? And I was like, no, just hear me out. I said, I've been thinking about this, and I think it's time we move in together. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, really. I really think it's time. And so, with all that being said, it's been quite an experience, but it was kind of funny that she thought I was going to give her bad news, but I just asked her to move in with me. So,
well, that's good. No bad news. It was all good news.
It was.
Now, tell us a little bit about the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. How many beds are in our hospital?
Okay, we have a 25-bed critical access, and we have a level 4 trauma center, and we have 2 rural health clinics.
What are the names of the clinics here in Muleshoe, Dennis?
So we have Muleshoe Clinic, and then we have Family Practice Clinic. So for those that have been around Muleshoe for a long time, they've been referred to as Dr. Sheets Clinic and Dr. Purdy's Clinic. So with Dr. Purdy's Clinic, currently we are looking for another family practice or family nurse practitioner to be a part of his clinic. We've just hired a new nurse practitioner for the Muleshoe Clinic, and then we have several more nurse practitioners and or PAs that we're looking at. The difference between a nurse practitioner and a physician assistant or PA is that a family nurse practitioner has been an RN for a number of years before going into advanced practice. A physician's assistant basically goes to school for 2 years to learn how to become an assistant of a physician, and they have similar prescriptive authorities, but they are very well trained, and so we're looking forward to getting more providers here in the community, and so we are diligently searching for additional providers as well at this point.
And now, how many doctors do we have at the present time?
So we have Dr. Purdy, we have Dr. Susan Davis. She is internal medicine. And then we have Dr. Sheets, but he's here on a very limited basis. And so those are the 2 primary physicians that we have. All of our ER physicians are contracted through Concord Medical Services, which is actually Concord is a business that was started by Dr. Sheets right here in Muleshoe, and he's now all over the country actually. But he provides ER physicians to communities all over, primarily the state of Texas, but really all over the country. So Dr. Sheets is here on a limited basis, and he. So those are the 3 physicians that we currently have.
And so you're looking for more to be added to the staff of the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're looking for additional family practice physicians, and we are looking for more mid-levels, the nurse practitioners or the PAs, so that we can cover and meet the needs of the community.
And now, how is it working out that the Muleshoe Area Hospital District, this board still meets? Is that right?
Yes, they still meet monthly. They contracted with Preferred. It's Preferred.
Medical.
Yeah, Preferred Medical corporation, PMC. I was trying to think of what PMC actually stood for, and PMC is one of the real reasons that enticed me to become part of this organization. Preferred, they have collected a group of really experts in rural healthcare, and that allows me as administrator here at the hospital to have key individuals that I can collaborate with as we face situations. And so with them being a group of experts, it allows communities, and they have 8 hospitals all across the state, and it allows me to be able to collaborate with those other administrators and with the experts that they have at Preferred, so that we can maintain access to health care here in Muleshoe. And so we have a group of individuals that actually know how to run rural hospitals. So I report directly to Preferred, and Preferred, we as a group then collaboratively communicate with the hospital district to let them know how the hospital's doing. Uh-huh. And so, and as a matter of fact, it's doing well right now.
Well, that's excellent to know.
Yes. So we're very pleased with the direction. We're just looking for additional providers, and as we get those additional providers in, then we can continue to meet the needs of the community. One of the other things that we are currently working on is we have specialists that are going to start coming into Muleshoe to see our community here. I currently just signed a contract to bring Dr. Rawlings and Dr. Farr. They're both located in Plainview. They are orthopedic surgeons. And so if we have somebody here in Muleshoe that needs to see about a knee replacement, a hip replacement, elbow, shoulder, whatever their need is, they can actually come here to Muleshoe and see that physician. And then if, in fact, they have to have a surgery, then they can go to Plainview, have that surgery, and then return back here to Muleshoe Area Medical Center and do their rehabilitation here.
That is wonderful. That will just help so much. So many people who need a knee replacement or a shoulder replacement or something like that, or a hip, they're older and they don't travel so well. So that is good that they can see initially the physician right here at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center.
Yeah, we're very excited about that, and it keeps them from having to go into Lubbock and get caught in that whole minutia there. I guess that's what you call it. But
the traffic.
Yeah, the traffic and just the chaos, and then many times those physicians want them to stay there in Lubbock to do the rehab, and it's not convenient for family. It's not convenient for anybody, but these guys want to bring their patients over here, and not only the patients from Muleshoe, but also patients from Plainview. They want to send them out here to Muleshoe for the rehab because they see the quality of care that we're providing out here, and they want to utilize our swing beds here in Muleshoe to rehab their patients.
And it's so much better to stay at home for everything you can. It's easier on your family, your friends, your pastor can visit you so much easier, and you just get well faster, I think.
Oh, I fully agree, and that's one reason that we're moving towards this. And we're also looking at bringing in some nephrologists and cardiologists and other folks like that we can have direct access to here.
Well, that all sounds wonderful, and we welcome you to Muleshoe and the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, and we will do anything we can to help this hospital and you have an easier road in the future and today as well.
That sounds great, and like I said, I'm really excited about being here. It's been a very good 7 months so far, and matter of fact, I was visiting with one of the employees earlier, about how, because they were like, you have faced so much since you have been here, and I was like, yeah, but it's been, it's been very good. It's been very doable, and we have, like I previously stated, we have lots of opportunities. So, one of the things that I did when I first came in here, I'm kind of regressing a bit here, but one of the first things that I did was I took the time to individually visit with each employee here. I wanted to get their perception of what they thought that we could do. And then one of the other things that we're going to be working on, let me just talk a little bit about some of the future plans that we have. And so, we have the old nursing home attached here to the hospital. The first thing that we're going to do is the old white clinic that's connected to the hospital here. We're going to go ahead and tear that down.
Now that would be directly south of where we're sitting right now.
That is correct. And so we're gonna go ahead and tear that down so that we can have additional parking. Right now we have everybody down along First Street, or Highway 214. Everybody's having to park out there, and so I'm trying to have all the employees park down further south in front of the old white clinic, so that we can allow the parking for our patients coming in to be able to park right in front of the hospital. But we need additional parking. We do have an area just to the east of here, a parking lot that we can utilize, but I just don't feel comfortable in having patients and or staff members walking back and forth across the highway. Because as you're well aware, it's very busy out there. So I just don't feel good about them having to walk back and forth. So we want to develop that into additional parking. But on down the road, what we want to do is to tear down the old nursing facility and to make room for a community wellness center. And it's going to be a wellness center that can also be utilized as a cardiac rehab center. There's not anything like cardiac rehab anywhere between really here and Albuquerque, or between Lubbock and Albuquerque. And so we would like to develop a cardiac rehabilitation center, but also it will be a facility that can be utilized by the community so they can come in and just work out. And for anybody that's in the hospital district, then they can utilize that facility and come in, work out, have an indoor heated pool and that sort of thing. We'll have an aerobic area and water aerobics and things like that.
That's
so
fantastic.
Yeah, so that's and that's a little ways down the road, yes. But it's what and then we want to revitalize the old Lansing Clinic, as many people refer to it around here. We want to revitalize that and use that for specialists as well to be able to come in and
have their office set up there.
Right. And so that's just kind of some of the things. We've also been working on a strategic plan for 3, 5, 10 years down the road, and we want to reestablish the emergency room and where people come into the emergency room. Because the way we have it now, they have to come in and go down a long hall and yes. go down another long hall, and then if they need X-rays or labs or anything like that, they have to come back to where they came from. Yeah. And so we want to reestablish that flow so that there's more direct access and so. But that's going to take some major reconstruction to make that happen. But what we want to do in the meantime is one of our big primary focuses is going to be on customer service. And
I have to say something right here. I think one of the major things that you have done is take off the answering machine of the hospital. That irked me. I mean, when I need to talk to the hospital, it might be really important, and to hear that answering machine was just unbelievable. And that is the greatest thing, to hear a person answer the telephone here at our Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. And it does. It comes down to customer service and good customer service and just being aware of what we need to do to better meet the needs of our community. So one of the things that we are going to be doing very soon is we will be calling every one of our patients that come in, either through the clinic or if they come in on an outpatient service for labs or x-rays or physical therapy. We're going to be calling those people and asking them what they most enjoyed about their visit and what can we do better to serve you. And so we can have real data to formulate our future strategic plan, because if we just base it upon an assumption, we may assume wrong. Right. And what we see as being a problem, it may not be a problem at all. And so we want to know what the people of the community think and what we can do to better serve them. And so that's all part of our customer service program that we're working on currently.
That sounds so good, because sometimes people will not say, well, if you'd done this, or if you would help me this way, or whatever they're really thinking. But if you call them and ask them, then they might open up a lot easier.
Yeah, and that's exactly the thought process behind this customer service call, and just say, how can we better serve you?
Thank you for visiting with us, and it sounds very exciting here at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, and we're thrilled for our community, our entire area, and that you're here to serve us. Thank you so much. We've been talking with the new administrator at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center here in Muleshoe at 708 South 1st Street, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Dennis Fleenor.